Medfield TV.
Hi, this is Lucille Fisher, and I am the host of Memo Matters. Memo is the Medfield Employers and Merchants Organization, and in this show, we have Memo members come. Members have a variety of expertise, so they come and give you information that hopefully will be helpful to you. So today we have Nick and Reka Athanasiadis from the Morphosi Academy. It is a tutoring business. Their logo is Tutoring for Excellence. So thanks for coming today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Morphosi Academy, you know, what you concentrate on, the age groups that you take.
We have ages from kindergarten all through. Our oldest student was 68 years old.
Wow.
So yes, that he was a school teacher, and they require you to do your MTELs, and his math was rusty, and he called and said, "Can I come in?" I'm like, "Sure, if you don't mind." And he came in, he passed, and he was really excited. Nick was his tutor, of course, and did great.
Oh, that is
So we
awesome.
do all ages. We do from science, math, language, English, social studies. We do everything.
Great. Now today we're going to talk about test preparation.
Right, today we're going to talk
which
about
is one of your specialties.
That's great.
And a big thing happened last month, and the SAT changed its format. And
Correct.
what does the SAT stand for, first of all?
I think it's called for Scholastic Aptitude Test.
Yeah. So anyway, so tell us about what the difference is now with this new one. So last month was the first time
last
they
month was the
gave
first
it.
time they gave it. March
Yeah.
6th was the first time they gave it. The PSAT, which is the preparation to the SAT, was given last October. So this grade, high school grade, is the first that's taken it. And March 6th was the first real SAT that was given. Of course, the results are not out yet because
They're not
the
gonna be out till
College
the
Board are
middle
doing it's
May.
kind of interesting how they're doing it. So the results are going to be out in May 16th or something. And the second giving of the SAT will be May 6th, I believe, something like that, beginning of May. So it's kind of awkward. Yeah. So this change that they've had in the works for quite a long time. They essentially. The last SAT was very much competition style kind of questions, and a lot of pressure on the kids. There was a penalty on if you got something wrong, and there was a lot of a lot of angst and all that. So essentially, they toned it down a little bit. They increased the scope on the math, and in some ways they're kind of getting closer to what the kids are actually doing in school. Okay. So it's a good thing. Yeah. It's a good thing. That's pretty much it. As far as so the change in the different sections, now they have an English section, which is grammar, reading section, 2 math sections, and now the essay is optional.
Oh, okay.
So the optional, before it was a mandatory, it was part of the actual test. Now it's a 50-minute essay where you are not exactly. Before you used to have to give your own opinion about a particular topic. Now they're essentially giving you a full piece of text that you actually have to read and talk about it, support what you're going to say with that. You don't have to come up with your own stuff. So it's good. But it's 50 minutes and it's exhausting. I think we have kids that come in to take
They all
a
come
sample,
in saying they're going to take it.
the sample test.
But once they're done
Yeah.
with 3 hours, they're done.
Yeah,
Only
so it's a long
students.
test. It's
Yeah.
3 hours for the 4 pieces we just talked about, plus the essay, another 50 minutes. So you're looking to 4 hours with breaks. It could be a long process.
We had
So
at least
when-
20 students that took the test, and out of the 20, give or
I think
take, 2 only did the essay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when should students start taking the SAT? I mean, is it in the junior year?
Yeah, the junior year is when
How many times can you take it?
well, you can take it as many times as you want.
Okay, that's important
Yeah,
to
of
know.
course.
Yeah,
You get to choose which results you want to send out to colleges,
mm-hmm.
but you can take it as many times as you want.
And
Typically tell my students to take it, if they can take it in March, so then take it again in June.
yeah,
So March, then see how you did, then take it in June. So most likely you need it a couple times. Some students that are kind of late starters, they might take it in May, then if they can take it in June, it'll be too soon, because they won't give enough time to prep,
Right,
unless they're really good
right.
students, of course, right? And then some people, some seniors will spill over to the October timeframe, which is late.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but it's still
Squeezing
it's-
it
they're
right,
still doing
squeezing it
That's
in
correct.
there.
Yeah, I typically tell my students just get it done before the summer,
Right,
because you want to enjoy your summer. You
Right.
don't want to be studying for a test
Yeah.
Yeah.
over the summer. So
And you can't super score it this year either.
yeah,
with the
before
new
you could
test.
actually send different pieces of your test over. It doesn't seem like they do that anymore.
mm-hmm.
So you could actually, before you could say, I want to send the math from this test, the math, this test, the English.
Oh,
But they don't do that anymore, I think.
so you have to choose
have
the
to- you
whole
send everything.
test
Yes.
and
Yeah. Yes.
send that one
Mhm.
to the colleges. So can you give the audience some like insights into what they can expect, so that the students, in the SAT exam?
Yeah, so my specialty, what I work on the most is math.
Mhm.
We do have an English tutor that works on the English pieces also. The English parts are, again, the reading portion is five reading passages.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, you read them, and then you have to answer questions regarding those things. The different types of passages. So you have a social science passage, you'll have a science-related passage, you'll have a old English writing passage. So there's different types of passages. So a student has to almost kind of prep for every one of these things in different ways, right? Because science passage, a lot of the what's in a paragraph is actually addressed right at the top of the paragraph. They'll say, this is what we're going to talk about. And so you're kind of supporting evidence underneath. Where other things you might have to kind of read long sentences to kind of take out all the different things that are useless to kind of figure out what the meaning is. So there's definitely, you have to kind of prep for this.
So there's strategies.
The strategies
And
for this,
that's
absolutely.
kind of what
Yes. You have to be able to
taking the
recognize it.
preparation or
Exactly.
taking a pre-test helps you to
Yeah.
kind of figure out.
Exactly. The math part, there's actually there's two math sections. One of them is no calculator, which is actually a big deal because most kids use the calculator for everything nowadays. So
What is that, Nick?
no calculator section.
A calculator.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's okay. No, my mistake. My error. Oh, so they can't use their
They can't use the
calculator.
calculator. That's right.
Oh.
So
okay.
this is something that's different.
Yeah.
So
I mean, in
you-
the old days, we didn't.
Well, the old
anyway,
days,
but
that's right,
Not
yeah.
that we were
When
the
I-
old days, but
well, when I got my first calculator, it was LEDs, and it came from
yeah.
my mother. Actually, back in Greece, visited here and brought back a calculator. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
But anyway, now everybody has those fancy calculators,
Yeah.
and they use them for everything. So now they have to essentially be able to show that they can actually do math without the calculator.
Okay.
This is for one part. And then there's another part that's all calculator.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, those problems are a little more involved.
Yeah.
The first section are less involved,
Right.
but they do range the full set of topics that you expected to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in the new SAT, they've changed also the amount of math you need to know.
Okay.
So before you could actually, up to Algebra 2,
Mm-hmm.
which is what you typically do by end of sophomore year,
Right.
would have been enough.
Right.
But now they actually expect you to have a knowledge about some statistics and some upper math, trigonometry, and all that stuff. So it's
Okay.
definitely a tougher test as far as topics that are
Yeah.
covered, but they've toned down the competition style questions. You still have to think. Obviously, it's not a trivial
Yeah.
test.
Yeah.
So
Well, you're trying to get into college. You should.
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's the
And colleges
idea.
use that as they use it as a measure, right?
Right.
So they'll take all the pile of SAT kids and say who did the best, who do the top 10%, and that's it. So,
And they consider other factors, but it's an important factor.
absolutely, yes.
But it's an important factor. So one thing that always confused me when my kids were applying to college was the difference between the SAT and the ACT. So can you explain what that difference is, and like how do the kids decide which they should take?
Okay. Okay. As far as the ACT and the SAT is both accepted by colleges, right? The SAT, it's all over the country.
Okay.
So
everyone,
everybody can
everyone
accept
accepts
it. Yeah, pretty much
SAT.
everybody. And the ACT.
Oh, the ACT.
And the both
Oh,
tests.
both of them.
They're
Okay.
both of them.
All right.
But years ago, they did prefer
Before,
the SAT
it has changed
more.
over the years.
Oh, so that's changed.
It's
Yes,
changed
that's
over the
changed.
Okay,
It
that's-
used to
So
be
now it's
SAT
definitely
more.
everybody looks at both.
Okay.
So when someone's deciding whether to do one or the other, it's a style preference. The same type of grammar, same type of reading, actually less reading for the ACT, same math, but the difference is time. For the SAT, they've given you more time to do less things. Okay. Overall, the test is the same, similar lengths, but for the SAT, they've given you more time to read the passages, more time to do the math problems.
That's good.
Well, the ACT you have 60 minutes, 60 questions for the for the math portions. They have a section purely dedicated to the science.
Yeah.
So it's a science. It's not a science. It's a science English reading context. So it's English reading. It's reading, but it's very scientific.
Okay.
So a lot of kids have trouble with that.
Yeah.
A lot of different words that they've never seen before. They have to kind of be able to read charts. It's definitely something that they don't do very often. Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I know. So, so there's differences between the two of them, but the way that I would think a student would decide which way to go.
Yeah.
It would be something that if they don't do well under pressure, time pressure, the ACT might not be their cup of tea.
Okay.
Right? They probably go with the SAT because it's more. They give you more time to think about stuff. But you can always use that to your advantage too, though. So let's say you're someone that can work under pressure.
Right.
Okay. If you can work under pressure and do things real fast, then maybe the ACT is for you, because you have a leg up over other people. So if you have a whole bunch of students taking the ACT and you do much better than the rest of them, the colleges will say, this person's really good, as opposed to just taking the SAT, kind of being in the middle of the pack or something.
So it's kind of, you need to know,
you have to know
the personality and
exactly.
the strengths of
Yes.
the individual
Yeah.
child.
So it's a personal choice. I mean, the same math. So maybe the SAT has a little more statistics in it, but as far as trig, algebra, pre-algebra, arithmetic, all the stuff, it's the same. Yeah.
So there are not. So are there colleges that will really require the ACT?
There may be some out there, but most of them will look at both.
They'll look at both.
They'll look at both.
But it's probably a good idea to
Yeah.
check the colleges
Yeah,
that
of
you're
course.
interested in
Yeah,
and make
yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
whether they want.
Now this year we had a lot of
One or the
people,
other or both.
a lot of students coming back and saying that they've told to take the ACT, and primarily because the SAT is in flux right now. They don't
Okay.
really know what the outcome will be. So I think a lot of
So
students
it's in
this year.
it's in beta kind of.
It's in beta type, right? So
Yeah.
this junior year class will be the guinea pigs. Essentially.
Okay.
They'll figure out whether it's
Yeah.
good or bad.
But and less tutoring this year for kids.
Yeah. So a lot of
students.
kids actually there's a little bit of a sense that the new SAT is easier.
Easy. For some reason,
So
they have that impression that
so
it's
they're doing less tutoring for us. So what are you going to do? It's fine.
But are you recommending that that's not necessarily the
Yeah,
case?
they should
No,
at
it
least
is.
they should at least take the SAT once through
they're
it,
basing it
either
on
by
the
themselves.
SAT.
Yeah, they could do it by themselves. They go online and do it. They can come to us. We give a free SAT assessment or ACT. We do both. So just try it out, see how do you feel about the test, and make a decision whether you want to go all the way.
So
or the other way.
So tell me, like, so you said you can go online, because that was my next question. How do you prepare? How do you study for these tests? So where do you go online? And tell me a little bit about because it's a great service to the community that you offer free, prep tests.
So you can go online. You can always buy a book, obviously. You can buy the College Board book, or you can buy the ACT, real ACT books that they publish old ACT tests, and you can just do something by yourself. I think nowadays the College Board they have partnered up with a company called Khan Academy. I think everybody's heard of it, and they actually can go online and take a test online. They actually do offer you tutoring also in that aspect, so you can actually do they have instructional videos and all that. I mean, that's not for, so in some ways you might say, well, that's actually going to take some of your business away, but actually it's not for everybody.
Right.
Because for someone to religiously go up and do these things by themselves and hold themselves accountable, to learn the new topics is difficult.
Yeah, that's hard.
But you went on. And
yes. So the big thing, so just to kind of, for my personal understanding what is offered, I've actually went up and took the test and all that stuff, and they've made recommendations upon me having a problem wrong, but they never actually they can never catch the mistake in my approach.
Right.
So they'll say, oh, it's wrong, so you're gonna have to go do more of these problems, but they never know that when I start from point A to point Z to figure out the problem, I either missed a step or something. So I know most of it, but I just do not know I had a mistake.
So they don't explain, they're not explaining that.
They'll just say, well, you don't know how to do these kind of problems.
Yeah.
So that's something that a personal tutor will be able to catch.
Right.
So, so either you do it yourself through a book, or through online, or personal tutor. You got to do something. Unless you're a great student and don't have to kind of, you're natural test taker. Now
tell me about the free prep test that you offer at Morphosi Academy.
It's a mock test.
It's okay.
It's a test that College Board has published, and we will give out to students. They'll come in. We'll try to simulate the environment, time pressures and all that stuff.
Right.
And we'll score it, and we'll give you essentially your assessment, where you are between the score range. We'll do that both for ACT and for SAT.
So when's the next time that you'll offer? When do you offer these?
We do it on demand. Before we had dates.
We used to have dates.
But the students will call up and like, oh, I can't come on that day. I have a sport, or I have this and that. Can I come on this day? I'm like, sure. We're there anyways all the time, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like this Saturday, I have a few students taking it. Sunday, so they call. Easter Sunday, I had 3 students taking it. So it all depends on the individual. We do it on demand. We don't have a standard date anymore.
Oh, that's really
we offer it anytime.
great.
So if you have 3 or 4 hours you want to spend it taking a test, come down and we'll give you.
Sounds like a good idea.
It's something everybody should do.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
No, I haven't done it. I'm not going to lie.
So now, is there anything we missed that you want to
Well, there's a lot of details in the SAT format and the ACT. I mean, we could talk about those for hours, but I think we'll cover the main points. I think that.
Great. Well, I think this is very, very helpful because, like I said, I remember back when my kids were taking it and how confusing it was, and one of my children could take tests very easily, and the other, wasn't so.
The difference between the SAT and ACT before was it was bigger.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of getting to the same topic, same style of questioning. So they're merging into a same thing pretty much. The old one, the old one and the new one is night and day.
Good. Good. It's only improving.
Yes, they're improving. Yes.
Well, this is a real service to the community. I really appreciate you guys coming out and talking about this. It's very, very helpful and informative. So thanks so much.
Sure, a pleasure.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Memo Matters. We will be having other shows. You can go to YouTube to find them, and of course on the Medfield TV website. So thanks again.
The preceding was a production of Medfield TV, Community Shows.